What's up guys, my name is Hershey, and in this video we are going to be discussing 20 keys that are a must-have if you want to be able to advance as quickly as possible after you just started a brand new wipe or you're just getting into the game. These keys are going to allow you to get to level 15 as quick as possible so that you can unlock the flea market. I will have these keys listed down below inside of the description, as well as have a link to an in-game tracker you can use to keep track of which ones you've already found. But before we get to the list and where all of these keys can be found in game, I would really appreciate it if y'all would consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like on this video. I put a lot of time in compiling this list for you, and I really hope it makes this upcoming wipe as smooth as possible. If you feel like I missed anything, or if there's anything you would like to add to everything I mentioned in this video, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and get into it. So the list that you're going to see here on screen is the 20 keys that are must-have keys for either a fresh account or making the fastest progress you can on a fresh wipe. We're going to go through this list and talk about them from the first to the last, what they help you with, where you can find them, and what quests you're going to need these for. Do remember that all of these keys can be found in the description below, so don't worry too much about pausing on this screen. So the first key we're going to be talking about is the factory emergency exit key. This key is actually going to be extremely helpful for multiple quests because it's going to allow you to take an additional 3 exits on factory. There are multiple quests that you have to do on factory, so this is extremely helpful so you don't get stuck having to go to gate 3. Factory emergency exit keys can be found in jackets as well as the pockets and bags of scavs. It's also possible to find this key inside the guard desk of 3-story dorm by the broken TV, warehouse 7 inside of a blue locker, and potentially even by the medbag ring behind old gas. The second key we're going to be talking about is going to be the machinery key. This key is going to be needed at level 2 for the checking quest. You're going to be able to find this key inside of jackets as well as the pockets and bags of scavs, and there is a guaranteed spawn inside of 3-story dorms that's going to be found in dorm 205, the brown jacket hanging on the wall. This is pretty much the first quest everybody's going to pick up after they finish debut, so everybody's going to be gunning for this key. It's going to make dorms especially dangerous to try to get your hands on it. If you do have the opportunity, definitely go for it. The third key is going to be Tarcone Director's Office key. This key is going to first be needed at level 5 for delivery from the past, as well as a few other quests later on. It will also be found in jackets as well as pockets and bags of scavs, but you can also check drawers on customs and elsewhere to potentially find this key. The only other way of getting your hands on this key is through a barter from therapist. The fourth key is going to be dorm room 206. This key is going to be needed at level 6 for Operation Aquarius Part 1. It can be found in jackets as well as the pockets and bags of scavs. There is a barter for this through therapist and a potential higher spawn chance on the scav that's protecting attachment cabin on woods. I cannot confirm this one, but multiple people have said they had a good chance of finding it on that scav defending the cabin on woods. The fifth key is going to be the portable bunkhouse key. This is going to be needed at level 6 for bad rep evidence. You can find this key inside of jackets as well as the pockets and bags of scavs, and optionally you can try to find this key on factory. It would be on the 3rd floor behind a locked door that does require having the factory emergency exit key, but you'll find it on the ground below the brown jacket. The next key is going to be the unknown key. This key is going to be needed at level 7 for the extortionist quest. You can only find this key on scavs and on the dead body over near the Ruaf storage garages. This is a guaranteed spawn on the dead scav in the bush. Just be aware that this is a very high traffic area, early wipe. Be very careful or run with the group when you're going for this key. The 7th key is going to be dorm room 303. It'll be needed at level 8 for golden swag and a little later on to turn into therapist for trust regain. You can find this key in jackets as well as pockets and bags of scavs, and a therapist barter as well. The 8th key we're going to be taking a look at is ZV014. This key is not necessary to complete the quest ice cream cones at level 9, but it will be needed for trust regain, and it's one of the few areas that has a very high spawn chance for 60 round mags, which you will also need to complete a gunsmith quest later on. An added bonus to having this key is the fact that it regularly spawns pretty high tier meds that can be extremely helpful early wipe. You can find this key inside of jackets as well as bags and pockets of scavs, potentially spawns on the desk in room 220 of 3-story dorms, and I've also heard reports that it has a higher spawn chance in the white guardhouse inside of Sawmill. So the 3 jackets inside of that little white guardhouse have a higher chance of spawning this key. The 9th key we're going to be taking a look at is going to be dorm room 220. This key is going to be needed at level 10 for chemical part 1 and 2. It should spawn pretty regularly right where you pick up the quest item for chemical part 1 inside of that train car. There's going to be a blue pair of jeans on the ground and it spawns right under that. Outside of that, you should be able to pick this key up in jackets on scavs, and you can also check drawers for this one as well. The 10th key we're going to be taking a look at is going to be dorm room 114. This is going to be needed at level 10 for the pharmacist quest. You can find it in jackets, as well as pockets and bags of scabs. And you can also check the pharmacist blue car that can be found at military checkpoint. There's going to be a blue jacket in the back of it that has a pretty good chance of spawning this key. One notable for this room is it has a safe in it as well as a PC, and this can come in handy later for finding valuables as well as flash drives. The next key we're going to be taking a look at is going to be West 306. This key is going to be needed for Healthcare Privacy Part 2 at level 10. You can find this key inside of jackets as well as on scabs. There is also a spawn for it inside of factory bathroom in one of the lockers. The 12th key is going to be Military Checkpoint key. You will need this key along with a few of the others we've already talked about at level 11 for Trust Regain. This quest is going to basically give you back 0.25 reputation with Therapist, and you can find this key inside of jackets on scabs as well as on the couch next to a scab inside of Warehouse 7. 13th key is going to be Gas Station Office key. This is another one of the keys that's going to be needed for Trust Regain at level 11. You can find this key in jackets, on scabs, as well as drawers, and this is one of those other notable rooms that also has a safe. The 14th key on this list is going to be Dorm Room 314. This key is going to be marked key. It's an extremely difficult key to get your hands on and was previously locked behind flea market barters that were absolutely absurd this last wipe. You're going to need this key at level 12 for Cult Part 2. It can be found in jackets, on scabs. You can potentially find it on Rashala. It's not a guaranteed spawn, but if you kill Rashala, he may have this key. And I've also heard rumors that you can find this key inside of Cottage on Shoreline. You will need the Cottage back entrance key to be able to check, but it would be inside of the blue jacket on the first floor of the house. The next two keys we're going to talk about are the 15th keys on our list. That's going to be West 220 and West 219. These keys are going to be needed for Spall Tour Part 4 at level 12. West 220 can be found in jackets, on scabs, as well as possibly on the key rack at Villa on Shoreline. This is the better of the two keys if you do manage to get your hands on it because it has multiple rare notables inside of the room. The other key would be West 219, which can be found in jackets, on scabs, and there is a spawn for it at the lighthouse near pier on a broken wooden crate. The next two keys we're going to discuss is going to be East 306 and East 308. These are going to be the 16th keys on the list. East 306 and 308 are going to be needed first at level 12 for Cargo X Part 1, and then you also will need these keys later on for Lend-Lease Part 1 at level 25. East 306 is going to be the better of the two because it does have a Let-X spawn in it. You can find East 306 on scabs, potentially on the desk in Tarcone Director's Office, as well as Cabin 2 on woods. The East 308 key can be found in jackets, on scabs, and also in Cabin 1 on woods. The 17th key on this list is going to be RBST. This is going to be the other extremely difficult and rare key, just like the marked room key, that if you do manage to get your hands on, hold on to it. RBST is going to be needed at level 12 for surplus goods, and then at level 14 for revision part 1. RBST is a great key because it obviously has a chance to spawn tank batteries in the room, and there is no static spawns for this key. You can find it in jackets and on scabs. So good luck, and if you do happen to get this, hold on to it. The 18th set of keys is going to be either East 328 or the Resort Utility key. You're going to need these keys at level 14 for Wet Job Part 5. East 328 key would be the better option of the two because there is a possible Let-X and GPU spawns in the room. You can find that key inside of jackets, on scabs, and there will be a table on Scab Island next to a motor that you might be able to find this key. If you can't find East 328, you can instead get the Utility key, which can be found in jackets, on scabs, and underneath the key rack inside of East Resort. The 19th keys we're going to be talking about is going to be Dorm 214 and Dorm 203. These keys are going to be needed at level 15 for the Shake Up Teller quest. Dorm 214 is not a required key. Dorm 203 is the key to complete the quest, but the reason why Dorm 214 is on this list is because it does have a safe in the room, and there is a potential chance of finding the Dorm 203 key inside of Dorm 214. Dorm 214 key can be found inside of jackets, on scabs, and a potential spawn inside of Garage 88 of the storage units. For the Dorm 203 key, you can find this one inside of drawers, jackets, on scabs, and like previously mentioned, inside of the red mug of Dorm 214. And the last key we're going to be covering on this list is going to be the OLI Logistics key. You're going to need this key at level 15 for Database Part 2. This key can be found inside of jackets, on scabs, as well as the trunk of the blue car at Crane Yard on Customs. That's going to cover it for this video, guys. I really do hope you found this helpful. If you did and you haven't already, please be sure to go ahead and like and subscribe down below. And if you have any feedback for me, I would really appreciate it if y'all would leave that down in the comment section below. It really helps me out knowing if I need to make any adjustments to my videos, if my videos are even liked, or things to look out for next time. I'll have some links at the end of this video to some super helpful guides I created to help you along your journey with the new wipe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.